If you want a compact crossover that's going to be able to get you down some mild hiking trails and off-roading and dirt road sort of experiences with a little bit better ride quality and robustness, then you're going to want to consider the Kia Sportage X-Pro. With more sidewall and some grippier all-terrain tires, the Kia Sportage X-Pro is a compact crossover that can do a little bit more off-road than its more on-road going counterparts. But if you're going to be doing a lot of highway driving, you're going to notice a drop in fuel economy compared to those regular models. How bad is that going to be? Well, tonight we find out. Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor, and today we've got the real-world highway fuel economy test on the 2026 Kia Sportage X-Pro. In this test, we're going to head out on the highway and do 50 miles out and 50 miles back, averaging 70 miles per hour to get a realistic fuel economy number for this compact crossover. Before we get started, let's hop out and take a look at it. Kia's been doing the X-Pro version of the Sportage for a number of years now, since this generation came out. Now it's a little bit updated in styling and feature set, still giving us these meaty tires, a little bit of better suspension for off-roading, and kind of cool wheels too. How often do you see 4 spokes? Kind of nice. We're rocking the BF Goodrich Trail Terrain TAs on here, and only 17-inch wheels. Love that. It really helps for ride quality. You can see the birds quite love this one as well. Now we've tested the pre-facelift Sportage Hybrid on our highway fuel economy test, but never the X-Pro, so it'll be interesting to see how it does. If you do want to see more on it, check the link below for our full pros and cons review, as well as a dedicated breakdown of the 8-speaker Harman Kardon sound system. So why do we do this test? Well, the EPA's highway fuel economy test, which gives this version of the Sportage just 26 miles per gallon, that test only averages 48 miles per hour. We know there are plenty of people who do big miles on the highway and would like to know what sort of numbers you can realistically expect cruising at steady state, higher speeds here in the real world. So in order to test that out, I'm going to head out on the highway here at night when there's less traffic. I'm going to fill up the car, go out and do 100 miles, then come back and fill up at the same pump using the same 3-click fueling method and get a result. Now, a few things to note for the test. Outside temperature is going to be set at, inside temperature is going to be set at 73 degrees auto. What's our tire pressure going to be set at? 35 psi cold. And the outside temperature will probably be, oh, that's weird. It didn't release the parking brake all the way. There we go. And outside temperature is going to be somewhere in the low 60s, high 50s or so. So with all that being said, let's get to the test. Here at the pump, we just put in over 6 gallons into the tank here of the Sportage. Before we start up the engine, we're going to reset our trip computer, reset our GPS, get our climate set at 73 auto, and we are ready to begin. And we do have a few different drive modes here in the Sportage. We've got normal, sport, and my drive. We also have some terrain modes, but we'll be keeping those on the street here. And take it nice and easy over to the highway. It's about half a mile away, and pick up the test from there. Something I like about these newer Kias is they've got 3 levels of auto climate. Wow, that was a beautiful stop there, BMW i3. Non-existent. Oh, same from you, Mr. Honda. Anyway, I like the vehicles that have different levels of auto climate fan speed, because I'm somebody who doesn't really like to hear my fan, so I like to have it on low, but sometimes you really need to get yourself cooled off or heated up, so you can just tap the auto button a few times, get different fan speeds. I like that. Now, the goal of this test isn't to hypermile. We're not trying to get the best possible fuel economy for this car, but rather a realistic figure. So in order to do that, we're getting up to highway speed here at a reasonable pace, and I'm going to set the cruise control to a GPS indicated 71 miles per hour. That should allow us to average 70 over the whole test. Got these nifty blind spot cameras here on the Sportage. Pops up when you're making lane changes, but yet for some reason they couldn't splurge for an auto dimming rear view mirror. So I don't know if there was a chip shortage or something with that one, but it's some tech in some places and not in others. Looks like our speedometer is maybe about a mile per hour high. So I bet you 72 on the dash is going to give us 71 on the GPS, which we can probably find out once some of these cars get out of our way. Ah, and that is an E46 wagon with a cargo topper on top. Very cool. Initial highway impressions, average. Not bad, but got a little bit of noise coming from behind me. Still seems better than the CR-V, which is not saying too much. Okay, go over a little Corolla. That's okay. I'll wait. Yep, that's fine. Take your time. I am looking forward to using Kia's very good highway driving assist. It's going to keep our car right in lane without me having to do the steering. So as you can see right here, or maybe you can't, it's a little light on the subject. The car is steering for me. And obviously I'm paying attention here, watching the road, but very, very competent system, even on a mainstream brand like this. So we're going to continue on with the test here and catch up with you at the end. I'm going to be doing the members only tracks on the Harman Kardon sound system, so check the link below if you want to see those. And in the meantime, enjoy this time lapse of the entire trip. Coming into the end of the highway fuel economy test here in the Sportage X-Pro. I don't know what the EPA testing was on about. I don't know if the EPA actually published those results or if that's something self-verified by Kia or what. But according to the vehicles readout, we are demolishing the EPA's 26 MPG result, currently sitting at 33, with 32.6, but it'll be rounding up to 33 by the time we get back to the pump. So I'm really curious if those numbers are going to be verified once we fill the tank up, but quite a bit better, and definitely a huge sigh of relief if you're somebody who wanted to get this XPro model with these highway all-terrains and do a lot of highway driving. And that sounds right to me. I was surprised that just some tires would really affect the fuel economy that dramatically for this 2.5 liter. So that's a lot. 26, that's a big drop. Other than that, it's a nice place to be on the highway. The active lane keeping has worked fantastically. Sound system's good. The blind spot monitoring, the little the cameras, blind spot cameras. The screen's gonna go maybe slightly dimmer in the dark roads, but they're overall fine. Yeah, I like it. Seat comfort, overall fine. Bolstering isn't bad. The butt comfort maybe could be a little bit more supportive. I'm noticing that I'm kind of sinking down in the seat and maybe not supporting me in all the ways that I'd like to be supported. But, all things considered, this is a nice place to be. In terms of the tack shot, I apologize, Right Lane Hog. I just realized that I haven't taken it. And this also is not a tachometer. So, if I can do so safely, we're going to go home, setup, cluster theme, circle, and there we go. Now we have a tachometer. So, taking a look here, it looks like we're smack dab at 2,000. And I don't know why. I was actually being silly. The tachometer was on the right. It was already showing 2,000. But I like having this classic look a little better. So, 2,000 RPM. Here, cruising at 71. Pretty average. So, no surprises other than our fuel economy being quite good. So, I'm going to get this back to the pump. We're going to top it off and see what our final pump calculated number comes out to. All fueled up, we ended up putting in a total of 3.358 gallons here into the Sportage. So 100.3 miles traveled divided by 3.358. It's giving us, okay, a little bit more down in reality, close to the EPA, but still significantly better, 30 miles per gallon here for the Sportage X-Pro Prestige all-wheel drive. Now, we haven't tested a standard just gasoline non-hybrid Sportage without the XPro package, but we have tested an all-wheel drive hybrid back in Michigan, and that achieved 34 MPG in our testing. So I would be totally fine with just getting a 4 mile per gallon drop in order to get these all-terrain tires, and if you're not paying for the hybrid. Seems a lot more reasonable than the 26 that the EPA was giving us. We've got a 14.3 gallon fuel tank in here, so 14.3 gallons times 30 MPG. It's giving you 420 miles of highway cruising range in here. Not fantastic, but definitely adequate. If we were getting 26, that would be a lot worse. 14.3 times 26, 370. Yeah, that wouldn't be great. But you should be able to stretch it about 400 miles or so between fills if you're cruising at 70. So thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on the Sportage X-Pro, check the link below. Shot our full pros and cons review. We got the Harman Kardon sound system review. You can find all that linked below. And we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.